So Sarah, haven't you got some exciting news happening very shortly, and how's that going to impact your future plans with your business?
Yes, so life for us is shortly going to be changing. We've got our first baby on the way. Very exciting. I'm actually pretty sure I'll share all about that in a future session with people. It's actually been a long journey, 5 years and multiple rounds of IVF to get here, but I've got a baby due in a few weeks' time, actually, Sarah.
Oh my God.
So lockdown, in a way, with all of its challenges, has actually provided an opportunity of time for me to really be thinking about how is Thrive going to operate in the future? Where do I want it to go? How am I still going to support my clients? So one of the first things I want to have been trying to share with people is that I'll still be here. And actually an element of moving online is really helpful because I adore what I do and I love helping people. So at some point, I'm not entirely sure of the exact timings. I know I want to be still helping my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure at some point, the baby's got to sleep at some point, surely. So I can have a quick online session with somebody. Lots of people order their supplements, vitamins and nutrition from me. So I'll be like, well, I'll just pop that order in for you. So I do actually intend to kind of still keep working around in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But longer term, after that, once baby is then growing, a big part of what I do, I think I mentioned earlier, was about the community side. So I really want to build the community, build the online support groups where people can come have like a reputable source of information, sharing advice, but also collaboration. We've got the 2 C's going on here, is a big part of what I like to do anyway. We've already talked about how we like to refer to other coaches or massage or kind of PTs or anything like that. But a new side of that for me with a collaboration is actually partnering with other people and supporting them in their journey. So I've had quite a few people approach me saying that they are training or they want to train as a practitioner or a therapist, but then they don't really know how to launch the business, and they look at my business and see I've got multiple areas and how do they do it. So I thought, what a beautiful opportunity. I can use my old background, which was marketing and branding, and bring it in business development and combine the two. So actually I plan to grow the Thrive Tribe as part of Thrive Health and Wellness and have multiple pockets of people and really help them launching their business, supporting them in so many different ways, from the point of view, how do you find your clients? What sort of premises do you need? How do you set your prices? How do you gain testimonials? How do you interact with other people in the area? All of that kind of sort of elements. So yeah, collaboration is a big buzzword for mine in the future.
Sounds very exciting, and lots on your plate. But I think you can totally do this, Sarah. You've got the support around you, but you've got the knowledge and the experience to be able to share with other people. That's so important. It's not about me kind of thing. It's about growing and getting other people on board within your field, which is amazing. It's really exciting, Sarah. Really exciting.
Thank you. I think that's it. Anything that I've ever been given, any information, even along my whole journey, I want to give back tenfold to people, because I love my life. I love what I do. I feel incredibly blessed by it. I've worked very hard for it in multiple different ways, but I have learned so many lessons like you, maybe through different experiences, ups and downs, that I feel like I can share in so many different ways. And I think it's incredibly important to do that, because you don't know at what point somebody is looking for a sign or waiting for that key moment for them or something to shift. Exactly. So if it's out there, then they can pick up on it.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's really exciting. I'm really excited for you, Sarah.
Thank you. And what about you though? What's on the agenda for your time coaching?
Wow, again, I'm going to pick on collaborations. So I'm working with different people in different fields, because I think collaboration is really important. And not only you're not on your own, which is good, you get to share ideas and you get to share a vision together, and ultimately you're doing it with somebody else, which is really exciting. So when me and Dawn set up Your Time Coaching, we didn't want to do it on our own. We were very much like, let's do this as a little team. But we also recognised that we really wanted more people to come on board, and I want to work with different people as projects. So yeah, definitely collaboration is a big part of it. But also, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, but I'm actually training in the counselling world. So I love listening to people and I love helping people. And what I didn't quite understand between counselling and coaching, what's the differences, and and what are the things that are the same? How can counselling help, and would that support me in my coaching world? And so obviously started it before lockdown, and then suddenly we've gone into lockdown, and we were like, how do we carry on? But they've been amazing, and we've been doing lots of things online, so I've been able to continue my learning and continue my training. It's going to take a couple of years, so it's not an overnight qualification, but I am loving it. I've met some lovely people that are part of the group, and I've already learned some great tips on listening, and what the differences are. So it's going to be collaborations, continuing with my career coaching, business coaching as well, do my collaborations, and then start to build on a counselling aspect within my business. And I love it because I see how that can then complement them to next go on to coaching. So it's very much the kind of grounded work that some people need before they even think about doing some changes, think about other aspects. So that's been really exciting. But also I'm really wanting to, why I do networking, is meet people like yourself, is to enable me to have on my website other people that I would like to recommend, a bit like you with you helping other people to develop their own businesses. I want some people that I go, do you know what, if you want an architect, I know the person, I recommend this person, and start to build up a bit of a pool of people, so that if they start to trust me and they trust my recommendations and they've worked with me, and they'll be like, it's all right, Sarah, because normally what's happened in the past, everyone goes, Sarah knows, and I'm like, yeah, I do know. Yeah, here is this person, here is that person, and ultimately try and build up on that. But exciting stuff, but it's not an overnight thing, not an overnight job.
And I suppose also, picking up on what you said about the networking side, that's certainly a big element of how I've grown my business over the last couple of years, which was not an area that I was familiar with beforehand, but now I have all sorts of people that I recommend. But I do feel that there's that responsibility, I think you mentioned that word earlier, that people trust me and trust my recommendations. So most of the people I will have tried or used myself, their services, but other people I'll just go on trust with. I know that they're quality in what they do, and I'm really comfortable. I actually used to have kind of just people's business cards to hand out in my studio to give to people. But I love the idea that you can take this further and maybe have it on the website.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic idea, because it's a real badge of, let's build your tribe, let's build your community, let's help you in all these multiple different ways. Definitely. Yeah, that's fantastic.
And something I've started doing is actually starting having conversations and interviews with people. So we're having conversations now, but it's building up and getting other people in front of something they may have not thought about. It's getting in front of the camera, which is really scary, but giving them the option. So I'd love to get more people to be involved in our conversations, to find out more about what they get up to, and why, what is their business, and and ultimately what support network they've had around them that's helped them, so that we can continue to to help other people, which is what you're going to be really kicking off once little one has arrived.
Yes. So this is great. So we can just be the little trailblazers for the whole Who's Sarah Interviewing Next series going on. I love it. Watch this space, world.
Definitely. I love it. I love chatting, and I love finding out more about people. And just
it's going beyond titles, isn't it? It's going beyond I'm Sarah Atwood, around Thrive Health and Wellness, or Sarah Hickley, Your Time Coaching. But why do we do what we do, and how do we communicate it? And why should you come to us? Why, and there might be multiple coaches, multiple nutritionists, kinesiologists. Why choose us? And a lot of the time people have come to me and they've said, actually, it's because you put something up on there about your experience with ME or IBS or stress levels or losing your father or something. There'll be something that grabs people. Exactly. And other times people have just come to me and said, I've just seen some of your posts on Instagram and you just seem really positive about it all the time. Yeah. Which is lovely, isn't it? It's a different way of interaction, I suppose.
Definitely. And I'm always up for trying new things. And I was always the one in my family that would go off and do adventures, climb a mountain and jump out of planes and all sorts of things like that. So I am the one that I am the crazy one that will do like quite crazy things. But I'm also really aware that sometimes could be too much for people, because that could be a bit overwhelming. And I'm really aware of that. So it's making sure that they have that that time that they can just spend on those little things, because those little things could be a big deal for them. And I'm sure you know that with the clients that you've been working with.
Well, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about them. Yeah. Sometimes it's lovely if people have said, I'm coming to you because of XYZ experience that you shared, but very quickly in the session, very early doors, I kind of shut down any more questions. It's a case of, yes, but that was my experience. What's going on in your world? You know, how can I help you? So yes, that gives me a position of experience knowledge, and then obviously there's the intellectual knowledge through the studying of the different techniques. But really, ultimately, it's all about them, and it's about how do we help them understand, facilitate, and empower to change.
Definitely. That's a really good point.
Isn't it? What a joy we have.
And it's interesting you say that, and it's all about you. And one of the things that I struggle with is so how are you, sir? Yeah, I'm fine. Tell me about you. And I'm having to learn to let people ask me generally how I am. And I guess counselling's really helped that, and really understanding the importance of that. But ultimately, it's all about them for me. That's all it is.
But that's been a challenge for me in pregnancy with a growing belly, because where there is a "how are you doing today, Sarah?" and clearly there's a question of "and how is the baby?" Whereas normally I'm just used to saying exactly the same as you. "Oh, things are great, thank you. Anyway, cracking on with your session because I really want to help you." So it is exactly that learning, that actually being a little bit more open and sharing a tiny bit actually can be super helpful, because I think people like to know that we're humans and we've got things right, we've got things wrong, we've tried multiple different ways, and it's just sharing that kind of whole experience. So I'm loving this buzzword of collaboration, and I'm really excited to see where the future takes us after lockdown.
I know, I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's a very, very exciting time.